welcome back to my book review. Something interesting is happening right now. Everyone can build, but very few people are building real business. Today, I'm reviewing The E-Myth Revisited by Michael E. Gerber. But instead of reviewing this book, I want to talk about why this idea feels extremely relevant in 2026, especially with AI vibe coding and the explosion of micro startups. There is this brutal line in this book.
Most businesses are started by a technician having entrepreneurial seizure.
30 years ago, the technician was a baker, a hairdresser, a mechanic. And today, the technician is a vibe coder. AI tool has made it feel like everyone can build a software right now. You open an AI tool describing your idea, and 2 hours later, you have an app. So suddenly, everyone thinks,
I should start a startup.
But here's the reality that we're seeing everywhere. People are building hundreds of apps, but almost none of them make money. And that is a modern version of entrepreneurial seizure. Gerber said every founder has 3 roles. Technician builds the thing, manager organizes the work, and entrepreneur decides what should exist. However, in the AI era, the technician role has gone massively democratized. 5 years ago, if you have an idea for a SaaS product, you need engineering, funding, months of development. But now, one person can build a prototype over a weekend. That sounds like a progress, right? But it creates a new problem. We're now over-investing in the technician role and under-investing in the entrepreneur role. A lot of us are building tools without asking who actually needs this. Why would someone pay for it? And what problem is painful enough? Just look at the trends online. I built this app in 2 days. Watch me vibe code an app in 1 night. 10 AI tools I built this. But speed is not the same as value. And coding has become a new form of entertainment, like TikTok for developers. It feels productive because something is created, but there is no validation behind it. In Gerber's words, that's a technician building for the joy of building, not an entrepreneur building a business. There used to be friction before building. In the past, you might say,
I have an idea, I just need an engineer.
And that friction forced people to think about market research, customer interviews, and validation. Today, there's almost zero friction to build. So a lot of us skip validation and go straight to building. You can vibe code any tool and then realize no one asked for it. The problem is never real. They built it just because they could. Just like short form video, vibe coding gives instant gratification. You type an idea and tool generate codes and app works. Quick reward, low effort, endless loop. So we keep building. That's a modern entrepreneurial seizure. Not necessarily to start a business, but because it feels satisfying. And that is why we see so many projects and so few sustainable businesses. The key idea from E-Myth is simple. A business is not a thing that you build. A business is a system that solves the real problem repeatedly. Anyone can vibe code a budgeting app, but if you want to build a company like Mint, it will require understanding user behavior, designing pricing, building trust, distribution, positioning, and a lot of other things. And those are the entrepreneur skills, not technician skills. AI helps you to build faster, but it doesn't automatically give you a business. Technology has made building easier than ever, but it has also made thinking more important than ever. The rare skill today is not coding, but judgment. It is to know which problem actually matter, which idea is worth pursuing, which product people will truly pay for. AI can generate code, but it can't replace vision, mission, and strategy. And that is still the entrepreneur's job. So if you're serious about building a real business, not just launching some random tools, I genuinely recommend the E-Myth Revisited. Yes, it's an old book, it's almost 30 years old, but its core message is surprisingly relevant today. Because in a world where everyone can build, the real advantage is knowing what's actually worth building. And that is the difference between a project and a business. I'm Rita, this is my 4th book review, and I'll see you in the next one.